know why I hate warehouse?
Yes, yes. Everyone say yes.
All right.
Pussies.
5 years ago, Archon had a bunch of IAPs, and the issue is all those IAPs, they didn't know how to play Roblox properly. They didn't know how to make a push. They didn't know how to aim their gun. They didn't know how to do any sort of situational awareness. So Archon went ahead and they produced one map. It was this very simple fair zone with a never seen before concept of a rotating terminal that was entirely focused on making super simple situations so people can hit shots better and can consistent training. Okay? So the thing is yo, dragging me?
Yo,
Bro, what's happening, bro?
Warehouse, right? When they made warehouse, it was purely for training. And the issue with that is because when you are making a map for training, you are trying to go ahead and put the fundamentals into a team. And we don't need fundamentals. We need maps that make you think. We need maps that make you play right. And the issue is no one knows that's why we made Warehouse. And Warehouse became popular because of the fact that it's so fast-paced. So because it's fast-paced, everyone wanted to make their own warehouse. So everybody started making these stupid fair zones that were a bunch of brain-dead, like moronic fair zones that just rotated all the time. There's zero thought put into the map design itself. Everything is just ass, right? So for like 2022 to 2024, every single base coming out is a rotating terminal, and every single rotating terminal sucked because everything it always works just one way. You have a gate phase where everyone just W key straight into term, and that's how you play the phase. You have a middle phase where people just take sides and they cross for a terminal, and you have a hanger phase where it's just a bigger gate, but people don't realize that. And when you play the same base over and over again every single time, and every new clan drops that same exact map design, you start to really hate what started it all. So I hate Warehouse for that reason. I think Warehouse would be a much better map if no one else decided to replicate it. If people decided to just move on from fair zones and play forts all day, the clan community was such a better place. Because I'm gonna be realistic, a lot of people like to call themselves raid leaders, but what they do is they go ahead and lead on like fair zones only. If you only lead on fair zones, you're not a raid leader, you're a shot caller. There is technically lead into it, but it's mostly just shot calling, all right? So if you're a shot caller, you just don't know how to play the game, like as a leader. Leading is a completely different skill that people just don't learn to pick up. So that's the issue. It's like, it ruined leading. We have an entire generation, a clan generation of people who don't know how to lead because they learn how to lead on Stadium, they learn how to lead on Warehouse, they learn how to lead on Ordana, and then they don't learn anything else. So now whenever I schedule an event, people are like, I don't know that base. I don't know that base. I don't know how to play it. You know, I started leading in 2021, all right? I'm not even like an old head. The thing is when I started leading,
Thank you. Finally, I'll come.
And I had no fear to play any map. Okay, and the thing is, all these modern clanners, they are afraid to play.
Bro,
I'm just saying, if you pull up ask you for an event, I'm like my forts, like, oh no, the forts.
Oh, that bad.
Bro. And I blame Warehouse for the start of all of it. All of it is to blame because of Warehouse. It
Wait, Battles.
absurd.
What map would you recommend playing?
Raid coming, give me map.
If I recommend a map playing, I would recommend you learn how to lead any or like the big five. So like, obviously, I like to play AF3. I like to play ULAR. I like to play. All those maps are good maps. They're good. They're well designed. But if you only know this base, you're just learning how to make callouts on a singular map. So I would recommend just shut up. I recommend raiding like a third on their forts. Learn how to play it. And keep playing every single game. It is very easy to learn how to lead. You just gotta be willing to brand out. So that's the thing. I have a PhD in raid leading, right? CNG gives me those credits. And leading me.
Why you sound like that?
Hard to come to a conclusion. I just say overall that Warehouse has led to a continual decline in how we lead. And it has really ruined the way that the map works, right? That's just kind of how the clan community is. And I wish that developers would prioritize making good maps over Warehouse clones 24/7. But yeah. So anyways, that's just how it is. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Stop.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Tell us why AF3 is such a good map.
Oh, I love AF3. AF3 is a great fort.